Welcome, everyone. Today, we're doing something a little different. Instead of our usual deep dive into a complex topic, we're going to tell some stories.
Well,
Three really harrowing unsolved mysteries.
right. Stories that kind of stick with you because there are no easy answers.
Exactly. Our goal here is just to lay out what's known, the facts as they stand, and explore these really unsettling cases where the truth remains just out of reach.
And these kinds of cases, well, they leave a profound impact, don't they? The mystery itself becomes the central chilling point.
Okay, so let's start in Atlanta, 2021. The brutal slaying of Katie Janness. Katie was 40 years old, worked as a social bartender, loved improv.
Probably a vibrant person.
Definitely. She lived in Midtown with her fiance, Emma Clark, and their two pit bulls, Bowie and Tori.
Okay.
Now, Katie had this routine, a late-night dog walk, usually with one of the dogs, often through Piedmont Park, which was, about a mile from their place.
Right, the big public park.
Yeah. And Emma wasn't totally comfortable with the late walks. She kept telling Katie, take pepper spray. But Katie felt safe. She knew the area, declined it. So on the night of July 28th, 2021, it was Bowie's turn for the walk. Katie grabbed her noise-canceling earphones, probably had a podcast going, and headed towards the park.
Noise-canceling earphones.
Yeah,
That could be significant later.
it could. On her way, she popped into Henry's gastropub where Emma worked, just for a quick hi and bye.
Totally normal interaction.
Completely. And that was the last time Emma saw her alive. A few minutes later, 12:09 a.m., CCTV picks them up. Katie and Bowie crossing the Pride intersection on 10th Street.
The Rainbow Crosswalk.
That's the one, about half a mile from Piedmont Park, and that's the last confirmed sighting.
So Emma gets home, maybe just before 1 a.m., and Katie's not there. Instantly, that feeling of dread sets in.
Yeah. Calls, texts, nothing.
Right. So Emma, getting more and more anxious, uses the Find My iPhone app, and it pings Katie's phone inside Piedmont Park. But it's not moving.
Oh, that's chilling.
Yeah. So Emma rushes over there, first on her bike, then on foot into the park. And near the 10th Street entrance, she finds Bowie.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Stabbed multiple times. Just horrific. And then, maybe 100 feet away from Bowie, she finds Katie. Lifeless.
The autopsy. Well, it's just incredibly gruesome. It paints a picture of absolute terror.
What did they find?
Clear defensive wounds on her arms, her hands. She fought back. But she suffered over 50 stab wounds. A sharp blade.
50. That's extreme overkill.
It is. And chillingly, 14 of those wounds were on her lower back, right on her rainbow tattoo.
Targeting the tattoo, that sounds very deliberate.
Jerry. 15 stab wounds to her face, mutilating her eyelids, nose, lips, slashes across her chest, abdomen. Her throat was cut so deep her head was almost detached.
My God.
And she was eviscerated. And the letters F.A.T were carved into her torso while she was still alive.
Still alive?
Yeah, plus blunt force trauma to her face, neck, fingers. It's just unimaginable violence.
Okay, so from a crime scene perspective, that distance, the 100 feet between Katie and Bowie, that's interesting. Was Bowie trying to protect her, maybe draw the attacker away, or killed first?
It's hard to say for sure, isn't it?
It is. And the earphone theory that she might not have heard the attacker approach, that seems quite plausible. Others nearby might not have heard anything either if they also had earphones in.
Right, and then there's the fact that none of the 9 surveillance cameras in the park were working that night.
None of them. That's convenient for the attacker or just incredibly bad luck.
Feels like more than bad luck. It just adds to the bafflement. This happened in a public park, late at night, sure, but still so brazen, so demented.
And the precision. You mentioned some cuts were precise. That, alongside the sheer frenzy, is unusual. It does make you wonder about the attacker's background, that medical training theory. It's disturbing, but potentially relevant.
It really is. So you look at motives. Given the violence, Bowie being there, it doesn't feel random, does it? Maybe the attacker knew Bowie, which implies Katie knew them.
Or it was a personal grudge, an obsession maybe, with Katie or even Emma. The viciousness points towards something deeply personal.
But then the opportunistic madman theory, maybe someone homeless in the park, that clashes with the fact nothing was stolen, her phone, wallet, everything was there.
Right. Theft is usually a motive in those scenarios. The targeting of the rainbow tattoo near the Pride crosswalk, that strongly suggests a hate crime motive, targeting her identity.
Yeah, and there was even talk, wasn't there, about a possible link to another case. Tory Lanez, another woman killed in an Atlanta park, Gwinnett Park, actually on the same day.
Yeah, that was explored, adding another layer of terror, the possibility of a connection, or even a serial element.
But as it stands today, there are no known suspects in Katie's murder. The investigation is ongoing. They released images of 6 people early on, potential persons of interest, but they've all been cleared.
So we're left with these conflicting ideas. A transient attacker versus someone with specific skills, maybe medical training. A random act versus a deeply personal or hate-motivated crime.
And for people in Atlanta, it's just this chilling reality that someone capable of such sadism is still out there. Okay, let's shift gears now. Our second case takes us to Vancouver back in 1994. The disappearance of Nick and Lisa Massey.
Right, this one's different. Not a confirmed murder, but a complete vanishing act.
Exactly. They were this affluent couple, seemed to have it all. Nick was an investment banker. Lisa worked in a hair salon, lived in North Vancouver.
A bit of an age gap, I think.
Yeah, 16 years, but they had been together a solid 10 years, traveled a lot, seemed really popular, no known enemies, just living this, quote, fairy tale lifestyle. So their last known movements, it starts August 10th, 1994. They were invited to watch the Symphony of Fireworks, big event in Vancouver.
Okay.
But they declined. Said they had a prior engagement, a really important one. They were meeting a potential business partner, someone supposedly ready to invest $10 million into Nick's company, Turbidite Technologies.
$10 million? That's serious money. Where were they meeting?
Supposedly a Trader Vic's restaurant, but, well, they never showed up there.
Okay, so where were they?
They were last seen alive next door, actually, at the Westin Bayshore Hotel's Garden Lounge. Sharing a bottle of wine, looked relaxed. They were there from about 6:30 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. that night.
And then things get really weird the next day, right? August 11th, which was Lisa's 39th birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday turns into mystery.
She makes calls from Nick's cell phone. One to her boss, one to Nick's business partner. And she tells them both, basically, hey, we're going away for a few days. But doesn't say where, no details.
Just gone for a bit.
Exactly. And the phone records, crucially, show the calls weren't made from their house. They pinged from the Sunshine Coast area, or maybe Point Grey, somewhere else entirely. And after those calls, silence. They were never heard from again.
That sudden vagueness is definitely a red flag. So a week goes by. Lisa's sister is obviously worried sick. She goes to their house in North Vancouver.
And finds.
Their car's in the driveway. But the front door is unlocked. The alarm system disabled. And on the ground inside, 2 plastic zip ties.
Zip ties. Okay, that's immediately sinister. Like someone was restrained or meant to be.
Feels like it. The house is empty, apart from their cat. And really importantly, their Canadian passports are still there. Bank accounts, untouched.
Passports left behind, but they supposedly went away. Doesn't add up.
Investigators started looking at everything. Jealous exes. Nah, probably not after 10 years together.
Seems unlikely.
More likely, something tied to Nick's work. He dealt with some shady characters, apparently corrupt stock promoters. Maybe he knew too much.
Always a risk in high finance.
There was also a minor thing. He was due to testify against his tennis partner, Nelson Skelbania, but he wasn't a key witness, so that seemed less probable.
Okay.
But then there was the Pine Ridge Capital Group scandal from '92. Millions disappeared. The founder fled to the Caymans. Nick had been his personal banker. Did Nick know something explosive about that?
That sounds like a much stronger potential motive for someone wanting him silenced. And the story gets even more complex. 3 weeks after they disappeared, someone tries to break into their empty house.
It's random. Or were they after something specific Nick might have hidden?
Good question. Then, Nick Massey Jr. hires a private investigator, Ossie Caban. And Caban finds a link to another guy, Fred Hoffman, an investment promoter who skipped Canada with $10 million of client money.
Okay.
And some of those clients, Nick had introduced them to Hoffman. So now you've got potentially very angry, cheated investors looking for payback.
Wow, okay. That's a powerful motive.
But here's the twist that makes you wonder if they planned something. 3 months before they vanished, Nick and Lisa took a secret trip, unplanned, to the Cayman Islands.
Where the Pine Ridge guy fled.
Exactly. And while there, they opened a bank account, put in $50,000 worth of stock, and had wills drawn up.
Wills drawn up. That sounds like preparing for the worst. Or preparing to disappear, setting up an escape route. And there's more that suggests they knew they were in trouble. Nick apparently told an acquaintance at a funeral not long before that he was in deep trouble and needed to get out of Vancouver.
He admitted it.
Yeah. And he told his own daughter, Tanya, that he wouldn't be able to call her for her upcoming birthday. No reason given, just couldn't call. It sounds like they knew something bad was coming.
And you look at the police, the RCMP. Their thinking shifted over time. Initially, they did consider that maybe the Masseys engineered their own disappearance.
Because they had the means.
Exactly. Sophisticated couple, money, they even had foreign passports, apparently. It fit the profile of maybe starting a new life somewhere. But then, years later, in 2019, they officially changed their stance.
To what?
Foul play. They now believe the Masseys were victims of foul play, even though no new leads had emerged.
Wow, so without new evidence, they decided it was more likely murder than escape.
It suggests the loss of any trace of them anywhere for so long became too significant to ignore. The big shift.
So we're left wondering, were they killed because Nick knew too much about financial crimes? Was it revenge from a cheated investor? Or did they actually pull it off? Did they stage the whole thing to escape danger and are living somewhere else under new names?
It's perfectly balanced on that knife edge of possibilities.
There's still a $50,000 reward out there.
Yeah.
And their kids, Nick Jr. and Tanya, they seem convinced. They firmly believe their parents were murdered. It's just a complete mystery. All right, for our final story tonight, we go to Stark County, Ohio. And this one is just bizarre. The 9 years of torment suffered by an elderly couple, Bill and Dorothy Wacker.
9 years. That's incredible.
It is. They were just living quiet lives, retired, until 1984. That's when some unknown stalker began turning their golden years into, well, a living nightmare. And it started small. Threatening notes, weird phone calls, things you might initially brush off, maybe kids messing around.
Prank calls, yeah. Annoying, but maybe not terrifying at first.
Right. But then it escalated. Their house got ransacked. Not just once, 3 times.
Okay, that's way beyond pranks. That's serious intrusion.
Exactly. By January 1985, Bill had had enough, reported it to the sheriff. They knew this was something else.
And then, July 1985, it turns violent. The first physical attack. Dorothy was home alone, recovering from open heart surgery.
Oh, terrible timing.
Right.
Vulnerable.
Very. A man shows up at the door, blonde hair, blue eyes, looked maybe mid-20s, said his car broke down, needed to use the phone. Classic ruse.
And Dorothy, probably being kind.
She let him in. He pretended to make a call, seemed to leave, but then snuck back up on her, knocked her out cold, tied her up, gagged her.
Just awful. Did he steal much?
Some specific things. Bill's .22 revolver, a video camera, a radio scanner, an antique watch. But then he did something really weird. Left a message on the kitchen wall in crayon. It said, "Cheaper, but will do."
Cheaper, but will do. What does that even mean? So cryptic. It wasn't about the stuff, was it?
Doesn't seem like it. More about the act, the terror, the message.
And proving it wasn't about the loot. Months later, the stolen items started coming back.
Coming back. How?
First, the revolver just showed up on their porch, wrapped in plastic. Then later, the camera, scanner, and watch were also returned.
Okay, that is deeply weird. Returning the stolen goods.
Right. It confirms this wasn't about money. This was psychological torture. Someone playing cruel mind games, showing they could take things and give them back, completely controlling the situation. Bill and Dorothy had absolutely no idea who would do this or why, and the harassment just kept going. The phone calls were relentless, even after they changed their number again and again.
How did he get the new numbers?
That's one of the mysteries. Sometimes he'd just breathe heavily on the line, pure intimidation. Other times he'd whisper threats. See them soon. Wouldn't be breathing for much longer.
Just constant psychological pressure.
Totally. And physical stuff, too.
Yeah.
Knocks and bangs on the house late at night. They'd check, nobody there. They installed security lights, hoping to deter him.
Did it work?
Nope. Notes started appearing on the doorstep after the lights went up, saying things like, "Your lights are a laugh," and one really chilling phrase, "Do you win?"
Do you win?
Authorities figured it meant kill you. Maybe trying to sound British, or just throwing police off. No fingerprints on any notes.
This pattern, this slow escalation over years, leading to actual violence. It's terrifying. And then, a second physical attack on Dorothy. October 27, 1993.
He attacked her again.
Yeah. Struck her hard enough to cut her scalp open. It showed the danger was very real and potentially increasing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just mind games anymore.
So, the Wackers, utterly desperate by this point, they came up with a plan, a trap to catch this guy.
What did they do?
They got their family involved, daughter, 2 son-in-laws, split into 3 teams, one pair in a van doing surveillance down the road. Their daughter hid inside the house with Dorothy, basically acting as bait. And Bill hid in a trailer on the property, all connected by 2-way radios.
A whole stakeout.
Yeah. They waited for hours, nothing happened, the tormentor didn't show. They figured, okay, he didn't fall for it, maybe he wasn't coming tonight.
But here's the final, maybe most chilling twist. As the family is packing up, giving up for the night, around 10:30 p.m., a new note appears right on the front door.
While they were all still there.
Or just as they were leaving, the note just said, "Get the message."
Oh my God. He was watching them, watching their stakeout.
Exactly. He knew they were there, found their blind spot, waited them out, and then left that final taunt. It showed incredible cunning, patience, and control. And apparently after that, the torment stopped.
Just stopped after that note.
Seems so. No more calls, no more notes, no more attacks mentioned in the reports after that night.
You know, for a while, the police even suspected Bill himself.
The husband. Why?
Because he always knew when the calls came, knew the new phone number somehow, knew the best escape routes from the property. It seems suspicious.
I can see why they'd look, but
But it was dismissed. Bill didn't match the description of the attacker. Dorothy saw the young blonde man, and Dorothy was adamant it wasn't her husband, plus his age by the end.
So in the end, the case just went cold. Bill passed away in 1999, Dorothy in 2010. Neither of them ever found out who tormented them for 9 long years or why.
Just nothing. Who was this guy? Why pick on this elderly couple? What was the motive behind 9 years of calculated terror? It's just baffling and so incredibly sad. These 3 stories. Katie Janness, the Masseys, the Whackers, they really underscore how sometimes, despite everything, the truth just stays hidden. The limits of investigation are real, and some questions just might not ever get answered.
Absolutely. And there's a reason we're drawn to these stories, even though they're frightening. They remind us of the unknown, the things that logic can't easily explain, the potential dangers that exist just outside our understanding.
That absence of resolution is, in itself, deeply unsettling. If these stories resonated with you, if you have theories or just want to explore more unexplained cases, definitely check out Horror Docs. We delve into these kinds of chilling narratives regularly.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments, too.
Please do remember to like this video, share it if you found it compelling, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs, for more dives into the dark and mysterious.
It helps us keep bringing these stories to light.
Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and please, be safe out there.